Hi, my name is Janet and welcome to 365 Inspired Yoga Classes, and I'm super excited today because it's day 49 and we have been moving through the chakra energy centers and we now arrive at the crown chakra, which is at the top of your head. If you've ever wondered where that chakra is located, it is where the fontanel opening was at the top of your head when you were an infant. It usually stays open until you're around 18 months to 2 years old. But you can find it by taking the palm of your hand and laying the heel of your hand right about where your third eye is that you learned about yesterday. Lay the palm over your forehead and then come to the tippy top of your middle finger, and that's where your crown chakra is. So as you feel that chakra, that's an important to know, because we're going to work our way toward headstand posture today. And for some of us, headstand might not be appropriate. For those of you that have an injury to the neck, you might take a different version of this, and I'll give you some options as we approach our peak posture headstand pose today. So we're going to start lying down in Shavasana, because that's another way you can feel all the chakras aligned, and it stimulates the crown chakra. So as you come down onto your back, just lay down nice and easy and turn your palms face up if that's comfortable for you, and close your eyes if you're willing, and take a moment to visualize your whole body balancing on the top of your head. And of course, we'll do the version where we use our hands, although there's some extreme yogis that can balance with no hands for a short time. And as you pause to contemplate what that might be like for you, you might start to feel anxious or feel uncomfortable with the idea. But I'm going to ask you just to really trust yourself here. We learned about intuition yesterday as we studied the third eye. And today we move to Sahasrara, the crown chakra. The crown chakra connects you with divine energy. So pause to name your divinity. Is it God, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Goddess, universal energy? And in yoga and in many religions, we understand that energy, that essence, is within us as well. So take a deep breath in and pull that divine energy in. And then as you breathe out slowly out of your mouth, let it flow out. Let's do that again. Inhale deeply through your nose. Open your mouth. Exhale slowly. One more time. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Now seal your lips and breathe slowly in and out of your nose, settling into the gentle flow of your breath. And then open your eyes and reach your arms high over your head. Bring your legs together. Stretch your toes down to the end of the mat. Full body stretch. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, begin to draw your knees up into your chest. Place your hands on top of your knees and give yourself a squeeze. As we become focused on the idea of balancing on our head, I want to draw your attention to the action of getting in and out of the pose. And as we get to that action, you will notice later that it requires a lot of hip flexibility so that you can get down deep into it. So let's play around with hip flexibility by opening the knees wide and holding onto your knees. Allow your knees to kind of drop down and together, and then pull them up through the center and let them open wide. Just make these little hip circles, opening up the hips. Nice and easy. The next time the knees come to your chest, keep them together, drop them to the center and away. And then open your knees wide and draw the knees back up into center. So basically, we're just kind of totally reversing the direction, and then our knees are circling. Then our hips are moving as we loosen up the hips. Then coming back to center, place both feet on the mat. Take your right leg and extend it up high. Bend your right knee, place your right ankle on your left thigh for a supine pigeon. For From there, lift your head up, thread the needle right hand between the legs, left hand meets the right hand at the back of the left leg. And then as you lay back down, draw the left knee toward you. If it's too intense, you can choose not to hold onto the left leg. Always choose to do what's best for your body and enjoy. Just breathe. And then keep the legs arranged as they are, but release your left foot to the mat. Take both knees to the right. So the right ankle will rest on the left thigh and give the left hip a little stretch. Good, just breathe that stretch, that space you're creating. Nice. Let's bring the legs up and then drop both knees to the left. Keep your right foot on the ground and your right knee in the air. And push the right knee away from you for a little added hip stretch. Feeling it? Just do your best. If it's not happening, just be gentle. And then we're going to take this into a bit of a twist by taking the left hand to the right thigh and carefully draw the right knee down toward the left side of your body. Complete the twist by turning your gaze to the right. Reach your right palm out, palm open, arms stretched out. Just enjoy the stretch. Can you feel the movement in your hips? Slowly release, unraveling both legs. Hug the knees in for a little low back stretch. Let's try that sequence of easy stretches on the second side. Both feet on the mat beneath your seat. Send your left leg high. Bend the left knee, place your left ankle on the right thigh. Push your left knee open and then lift your head up. Thread the needle, left hand slides between the legs, meets the right hand at the back of the right thigh. And then as you lay your head back down, push your left knee away from you. Just enjoy this nice relaxing pigeon stretch. Supine pigeon on the back feels really good. Just breathe and let go. All right, next stretch. Let go of the right thigh. Place your right foot down. Drop both knees to the left. Keep your left ankle on the right thigh. Get a little added stretch here for the right thigh, right hip. Your hands might rest wherever they feel most relaxed, most comfortable. As you just take this little stretch as light or as deep as your body's willing to go. A couple more slow breaths here. And then we're going to gently transition up and over to the other side. As you come over, keep your left knee in the air at first. Maybe the right hand even pushes the left knee open toward the ceiling. Maybe your left foot can touch the ground. Good. Just enjoy the movement in the left hip socket. I hope it feels good. So loosen up the hips here. The right hand can then slide up to the left thigh and draw the left knee down toward the mat on the right side of your body. Moving into a twist, extend the left palm open and look to the left. Stretching into this gentle twist, feeling it in your left hip. Hoping you're loving the stretch. Take a couple more breaths here, just surrendering, gentle. When we approach a challenging posture that might scare us, we do so with loving kindness, with gentleness. We're going to gently unravel the twist, unravel the legs, and draw both of your knees into your heart. Maybe rock a little bit side to side, and if you feel the space is there for you, let's move into dead bugs pose by reaching out for the feet. As you grab your feet, draw your knees down, draw your tail down, separate your feet, and you can see why this might be called dead bugs pose, which we can hold out here for a wee bit, or we might rock gently side to side, just getting into a little bit of playfulness, bringing the lightness of being into our practice. Good. Come back to center and hug your knees into your chest. So moving in and out of headstand posture requires abdominal and back strength, core control. So we're going to work a little bit of core work in here. Send your legs up high. Now as you send your legs up high, I want you to point your feet, that's called plantar flexion, pointed, and then fan your toes out, and that's a floint. When you point the feet, your lower legs are engaged because the legs are lifted. We're really engaged in most of the legs, and Pointing the toes really strengthens the legs. So as we move into the headstand, if your legs are loose and flopping around, it makes it really hard to control what's happening there. But if the legs are engaged and the feet are flointed, it's a yoga word, you'll be able to maintain greater control as you move in and out of the inversion, should you decide to take the full version today. In order to add some abdominal strengthening, lay your palms down and lower your legs just a little bit. And I want you to really press your back into the mat. Can you feel that? Good. And then lower them just a little bit more. If your low back arches, you've gone too far. I just really want you to feel strong in your abs. Maybe lower just a little bit further. Hold right there. So good. Hug your knees in. Rock gently side to side. Let's roll to the side body and come up to seated. And from a seated position, continue our examination of the abdominal strength by coming into boat pose. So you're going to balance on your sits bones, so moving your booty around till you find that you're tilted on the lowest part of your pelvis, the little pointy sits bones. Hands come to the back of the knees, roll your shoulders down and back. Lift your gaze ever so slightly and begin to lean back. And right away, the abs get involved. As you start to lean back, your feet might lift up off the mat. Maybe you extend the legs, maybe you extend the arms, maybe you do both. Good. And then cross your ankles and roll into tabletop position. In tabletop position, we'll find our way through cow and cat because it is an opportunity to examine this combination of strengthening in the core, abs, and in the back. So, as you drop your belly and lift your gaze into cow pose, I want you to notice how the back muscles shorten and tighten. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, round your spine into cat, hold cat pose, pull the belly in tight, really feeling the core strength there. Good. Now let's move through both of those. Breathe into cow, exhale to cat. 3 more. Inhale cow, exhale cat. 2 more times. Breathe in cow, breathe out cat. 1 last time. Breathe in cow, exhale to cat. Come back to a neutral tabletop position. Let's add on. Just take your right foot to the back of the mat. Push the heel back, stretching out your hamstring. Good. Then shift forward, lift the right leg up, point the foot, fan the toes. Can you do that? Try it. And then reach your left hand forward. Take your gaze down on the mat in front of your face, just kind of right there. Good. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Good. Release the right hand down, left hand down, right knee down. Let's try that on the other side. The left foot comes to the back of the mat. Push the heel back, stretching. Good. Move forward and back if that feels good. Then we're going to shift forward, lift up the left leg, point the left foot, fan out the toes. Good. And now reach your right hand forward, look down at the mat in front of your face, pull the shoulders from your ears, lengthening and stretching, holding. And then release the right hand, left knee to the mat. Loosen up with a few cow-cat stretches. Breathe in, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, round it out, chin to chest. 2 more. Breathe in, cow pose. Breathe out, cat. 1 more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale to a neutral spine. So we're going to take that strong practice and add on. The right leg goes back, floint the toe, or just send it back. Left hand reaches forward. Breathe in. And as you exhale, bring your left elbow to touch the right knee, rounding like cat. Breathe in, stretch long. Exhale, crunch it in. 2 more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Last one. Breathe in. Exhale, crunch tight. Breathe in, stretch it out, and breathe out to come back to tabletop. Awesome work. Second side. Let's take the left foot back. It's lifted. It's maybe flointed if you can do that. Right hand forward. This pose is sometimes called bird dog. As you exhale, elbow knee touch. This is sometimes called crazy cat. Let's flow. Inhale, bird dog. Exhale, crazy cat. Breathe in, bird dog. Breathe out, crazy cat. Last one. Inhale, bird dog. Exhale, crazy cat. Breathe in, stretch long, and breathe out, come back to tabletop. From tabletop, open your knees wide, bring your big toes to touch. Push your hips to your heels, stretch your arms forward, and soften your forearms to the mat. Close your eyes for a moment. Just breathe, softening on your mat. And then rise back up onto your hands and knees in tabletop position. From tabletop position, I want you to come to down dog by curling your toes under and sending your hips up and back. Let's discuss inversions in this posture. So an inversion like a headstand, or what you're doing right now, downward facing dog, is anytime your head drops below your heart. So even if headstand seems like a crazy, scary thing to do, know that you've been doing inversions all this time. So in some way, you are preparing your body by simply holding downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, begin to look forward and carefully walk to forward fold at the top of your mat. Leave your feet separated hip distance and your knees bent a little or a lot. So as you hang out here, let your head hang heavy. There you are, you're inverted again. You might hold opposite elbows and sway gently side to side. And then release your fingertips down to your yoga mat and bring your feet together to touch. Bend your knees and slowly round all the way up to standing. Once you come up, circle your arms high overhead, bring your palms to touch above you, and breathe out to bring your hands down to your heart center. Gaze down over your fingertips. And close your eyes and just take this time to connect to the divine energy that is within you and all around you. And maybe you have a specific divine energy that you connect to in prayer or meditation. And take a moment just to feel that divine connection. And open your eyes. The practice of yoga is the connection of mind, body, and spirit. The word yoga means to yoke or join together. So as you feel settled here on your mat, I want to challenge your strength, both belly strength and back strength, with a balance practice. So you'll feel the combination of those two energies working for you. So we'll begin in mountain pose as you sweep your arms overhead. For fun, tilt your tail back like you do in cow pose and tilt your pelvis under like you do in cat, so you can feel the dynamic movement of the pelvis and the strength in the abdomen and the strength in the back. Then come to neutral and shift onto your left foot and lift your right knee in front of you. You might extend your right foot out and hold steady there. Feel strong, abdomen working for 3, 2, 1. Bend the right knee and carefully take it to warrior 3 by sending your right leg back. And as soon as the right leg goes back, you can feel the back muscles working. Start to tilt your body down so you're leaning forward. Square your shoulders and your hips with the floor as best you can. Hold there. And then slowly rise all the way back up. Let's try this on the other side. Shift onto your right foot. Lift your left knee up into the air. Stay steady there. And then if you tried it on the first side, extend the left heel forward. We're going to hang out here and hold strong. 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend the left knee. Move into warrior 3 by sending the left leg back. Can't you feel the glute muscle, the butt muscle, the back muscles working? As you start to tilt down, let your gaze travel down onto the mat. Square your shoulders and your hips. Point your back foot if you like. And then come all the way up and bring your hands down to your heart space. So we're really experimenting with the combination of strength in abdomen and in the back as we move into our peak posture. I want to do one more little back strengthening sequence and then we'll start working toward headstand pose. Let's flow to it. Breathe in, reach high overhead. As you breathe out, take a backward bend. Feel the back muscles tighten and the front body stretch. Inhale brings us back up. And as you exhale, fold forward. Feel the back muscle stretch as the abdomen begins to tighten. Breathe into a halfway lift, feeling the back and the abs tighten equally. As you exhale, plant your palms on the mat and step to high plank. From plank pose, shift forward and lower all the way down to your tummy. From this position, zip your legs together, press the tops of your feet into the mat so your kneecaps seem to lift. I want you to really feel the strength of your legs. Have an awareness of that. And then breathe in, lift your head up, your heart up, and your hands above the mat. Draw your elbows back as you lift your gaze. Stay with me, keep breathing. And then slowly lower all the way down. Place your right cheek on the mat, rest your arms by your side. Just take a few breaths here. Alrighty, so let's take one more back strengthening locust pose. Chin is on the mat, arms sweep out like the letter T. Begin with the hardest part, lift your legs up, then lift your gaze up, lift your head up, lift your arms up. Back is really engaged here. Stay with me, lift just a little higher. And then slowly lower down. Rest your opposite cheek on the mat. Letting it go. Now let's push into tabletop position and come into downward facing dog from there. From downward facing dog, look forward and walk forward to the top of, or about the middle of your mat maybe. Take your feet to the outer edges of the mat with your toes turned out. Drop your hips low. Really stretching into the hips here. Bring your hands to prayer position in front of your heart and push your knees open. Try to lengthen through the spine. Awesome. In yesterday's practice, we practiced crow arm balance. So we're going to do that a little bit first, and then I'll explain how we're going to work toward headstand posture. So you could find crow from here by placing your palms down, and you might need a block beneath your forehead. You know what's best for you. I like to bring my feet back together as my hips go high, bending the knees and bending the elbows so that my knees have a place to rest. I keep my gaze lifted so I don't do a somersault. And as I lift forward, I pull my belly tight and lift one foot off the mat at the time. And maybe today I lift both feet. So what happens is we're just getting used to having a lot of arm strength here. And then come on back down. When we work on our headstand pose, we add the head into crow pose, essentially. But we're going to practice what is known as tripod first. Then we may or may not decide to try headstand, and I'll end by sharing with you how to do headstand against a wall with blocks. So wherever you're at today, keep an open mind, trust yourself, stimulate your crown chakra by taking one step at a time, stopping there or going further. So sitting in hero pose might be a place to start. Your palms are going to come to the mat. You're going to tuck your chin to your chest and place your head on the mat. Now this is important. We're creating an equilateral triangle from my head to my hand to my hand. Each space is the same distance. Many times I see people try to do headstand with their hands here, but that's a very difficult place to balance from. If you have no injury to the neck and you want to give it a try from here, you might curl your toes under, lifting up, bring your knees to rest on the back of your arms, and that is tripod. Here it's important to put more weight into the palms than into the head to take care of the neck. Your neck is designed not to hold your whole body weight, but only the weight of your head. Let's come on down. If you are working on core strength and you're very weak in your core, that little tripod might be the best place for you to go. It takes a lot of core control to move in and out of the full expression of headstand. I'm going to give it a try for you. Let's see how it goes. And then we'll finish up by trying it with blocks on the wall, which might be the best option for you. But we'll see what you decide for your body. All right, so I'm going to come into that same hero pose. My palms will come down, and I'll roll, lifting my hips until my head comes to the mat. This is sometimes known as rabbit pose. From there, I'll curl my toes under and bring my knees to rest on the back of my arms. If I feel steady there, I might take one leg up and maybe the other. Woo! Coming out in reverse order and coming all the way back down. Woo! I'm feeling it right in the crown of my head. Lots of stimulation there. All right, so we're going to switch a little thing up here at the end of class, and I'm going to move my props around and show you how you might be able to do headstand at the wall. So as my mat comes sticking out from the wall, I'm going to take my blocks and place them shoulder width apart. For my body, this is the right height, right about there. Some people are tall and they might need a higher setting if you want to give it a go. Between the two blocks, I'll leave enough space for my head. I'll step by step go through that same process with you that I just did, and we're stimulating our crown chakras. So my hands will come behind the blocks, my head will go down between the blocks, and I've got the wall behind me so I will feel a little bit safer. As my shoulders come to the blocks, I start to bring myself up against the wall. Ta-da! Try it if you like. Skip it if you'd rather. Take care of your body and do what's best. I'm going to try it with my blocks a little bit higher because I really didn't make much contact there. Maybe I'm taller than I think. There we go. So now there's little to no weight on my head at all, and I've got the wall right there so I can feel really safe, totally secure. Try it if you'd like, and know that yoga is a journey of self-discovery, a journey of learning more about yourself. And over the last 8 days, actually, we've gone through the chakras. We started day 1 with an overview, and each day I've really broken down each chakra for you. So I hope you feel a little more connected to the divine power within you and all around you. I have a long quote. It is, we have a kinship with all life on earth, an atomic kinship to all matter in the cosmos. So when we look at the universe, I feel large because I find myself, not only am I living in this universe, but the universe is living within me. And that's Neil deGrasse Tyson. I hope you feel that connection to universal energy, God, Allah, Buddha. And at the end of our practice, when we share a word that is namaste, it means I see the divine in you. I honor the divine in you. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me, for sharing our channel with your friends, and sharing this amazing journey. Hi, Nikki.